My balls have swollen up.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, bro?
Welcome to the WUBro podcast with Saenz, Mike Mercadal, and Mike Valdez. We talk movies, sports, pop culture, and it's funny, bro. The way Harvey Dent didn't realize it was the Joker, and the Joker took his mask, his little surgical mask off. Like, it's like he has the face painting, he has the face paint, but he has a surgical mask on. And the moment he takes the surgical mask on, he's like, wait a minute, you're the Joker? And it's like, wait, what? You couldn't tell it was the Joker because of the surgery. And that one little reel or TikTok ruined their, I can never take it seriously anymore.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And my parents, I swear to God, my parents look at this like when a character from Chicago Fire comes into Chicago PD, dude, that's like Spider-Man being in an Iron Man movie. It is insane.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
I'm just glad I like vanilla, boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
I want my money's worth. Come on.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the What's Up, Bro podcast, the only podcast on the internet asking the question, what's up, bro? Thank you to Dave Chappelle for recording that intro live. He does it every week. He calls in. He's very generous. My name is Mike Mercadal. With me, as always, is...
Saenz.
Oh, it was faster this time. And joining us forever and always is...
Mike Valdez.
Hey, everybody. Where are you, Neri? You're in the middle of the ocean?
No, I'm actually in Coco Cay, which is a private island owned by the cruise line in the Bahamas.
You would think that the land-based days would be better. Like, there's not one cell tower or antenna or satellite dish on that island.
I wish there was, like, I wish I was smart enough to know, like, to be able to catch on to, like, the rhyme or reason, because there are times where being at a land-based place like this, there have been times where I've been at this actual place where the Wi-Fi is like super fast, and then there are other times where I've been in the middle of the ocean and it's faster, and then there's no, like, I haven't been able to catch on to, like, well, tomorrow's going to be tomorrow's going to be in Mexico, so Mexico always has slow Wi-Fi. Like, there's no, I haven't been able to catch it. Just doesn't seem to be one thing.
Yeah.
So
if I know anything about Mexicans, is that they have slow Wi-Fi. So
it's true.
Well, you know what? Like all Latinos, there's like 60 people on the one account.
Yeah,
they're all sharing the same route.
All in the family share.
It's all in the family share.
Yeah.
There really is the Latino thing of, like, I used to joke around when I was like, oh yeah, I went to France, and then people like, I've been to France a lot as a kid, and because I have family over there, and people were like, oh, how fancy. I'm like, no. It's like 40 Cubans in a hotel room sleeping on the floor. Like, it is hotel like room. It is.
Mirate fancy pants, huh?
That's hotel room. Jeez.
Or like everybody piles in the car. It's like, nah, sit on his lap. Put the seatbelt on both of you.
That's
like,
so true,
right? Yeah. What are we doing? We have more.
Wow, you guys, fucking fancy pants over here.
To be fair,
the cops are coming. Sit on the hump. Get down. The cops. Get down.
There were no seatbelts in the back of the station wagon facing the back. There were no seatbelts in that fucking side, buddy.
Not at all. Well,
it's weird that they don't make cars like that anymore, huh? It's weird that they don't make that the station wagon went the way of the Dodo. They don't even have station wagons anymore.
No, I challenge that everything is a station wagon now, because they're all crossover. Like everything's a station wagon. Because
you're talking about the SUV.
Well, no, because it's a sport utility vehicle. Those are bigger. Those are built on truck platforms. What they did is they took small cars and gave them the shape of an SUV, which is a station. Like, that's all it needs to be, is a station wagon.
Well,
it doesn't.
Because station wagon. I get what you're saying, but the SUV. It's true. The SUV killed.
I wish a robot wasn't talking to me right now. I wish it wasn't a robot. You talk that shit, robot.
Yeah. Tell me
the
which
station
one of
wagon-
these are a bus.
So the station wagon did kill the SUV.
How many streetlights are in this? How many streetlights are in this picture?
How many fire
There's-
hydrants are there?
How many fire hydrants do you see? We're eating the joke up. I'm sorry. Like it's just impossible to land it at this point.
You know what bothers me about the traffic light one is like they're like, wait, is that do you consider that a traffic light? What do you?
Dude, I do the same thing.
Are you seeing a stoplight?
thing.
Because that's
Yeah.
a walking crosswalk, but that's also a
Yes.
traffic light. Like, what do you
Yes.
consider a traffic light? Yeah,
I'm
You
the
guys
same
don't
way,
understand.
bro.
You're buying into the fact that you're
Yeah.
questioning it is them making you think less of your own humanity, so you're
Yeah.
more willing to accept robots. Where's my foil hat?
It's just the back tire of a bus. A bus?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is that
Yeah.
right? Is that
but
that?
yeah.
Well, you said bicycle, but that's a scooter. Is that cow? What are we talking about here? What are we just? Because there's still.
Also-
Oof.
When the edge of the bicycle flips onto the next quadrant, and you're like, "Do I
Yes.
click it? Does it count?"
Yeah.
It's like I
Yeah.
don't know. I fucking hate that shit. Anyway, so you know how they say evolution always wants to make a crab? Have you ever heard that? The
No.
there's like a phrase like the crab is the most like efficient formula for evolving. Like we've evolved crabs many times on Earth over time. So it's like that's why like now when all cars are like capitalism breeds innovation. Really, then why does every fucking car look the same? Why does everything look exactly the goddamn same? And why is everything a crossover? Why is everything, there's no, it's just like, what's the most marketable? There's no creativity.
I think we only have ourselves to blame. Remember back in the 50s and 60s, like every time they made an alien movie, all the aliens looked exactly the same.
Yes.
They were all like whatever. And I think that's what it was. I think it was a matter of, I used to have a hypothesis when I was a kid. I thought that was really fucking smart of me one time. I was really, a teacher told me I was really creative. I said, they said, do you believe in aliens? And I said, I think aliens are just us coming back from the future, time traveling.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
My teacher was like, oh, that's a very creative, like, oh, I never thought of it that way. That's very creative. And I said, that's why we always like take ourselves back to experiment on ourselves, because we want to see what we look like from back in the, like, wouldn't you want to take back a caveman and be like, oh, look at this caveman?
That's true.
Like, oh,
That so that's a very, so growing up religious in the 90s, aliens were angels.
Mm-hmm.
They were, right? You've heard this, Mike. Of course you have. Because it was everywhere. It's like this, anything to explain away the possibility of life on other planets, because then it ruins the idea that we're special. They were angels. And when people claimed that they were abducted by aliens, it was actually they saw angels, or they were abducted by demons for something bad they did. Yeah. It was their fault that they experienced these things.
So I grew up in my household. I was the most religious person in my household. So I wasn't forced into it by my parents.
Anything to feel special, huh? Anything to feel special.
I actually, when I was raised as a kid Catholic, and then when I was a teenager, I went into a Presbyterian church, and I became involved in the youth group at the Presbyterian church.
Sure.
But again, this was on me. This wasn't like, it wasn't like my dad or mom forced me into it.
Nobody forced you into it.
Which
is rare for church. It's rare for church for kids to not be forced into things they don't want to do.
Can I ask you this?
That's a church thing.
Because Presbyterian church is very specific, and one of those things. So it
was just a church that is the corner of my house.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because
I was gonna say usually it's one of two things, and it's the music is good or the girls are hot, and that's it.
So no,
this one was just reasonable walking distance.
Yeah, reasonable walking distance, and it was something that like all the kids in the neighborhood, we all like started doing it at the same time. It was really weird because there wasn't like one person. And then we all just started playing basketball there, hanging out there, and then we became part of the youth group program there. And it was and I realized, not that I didn't have my faith or belief because I was already raised Catholic, but I realized as a teenager, if I asked my mom, "Hey, can I go to church?" the no was very few and far between.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So
true.
there was a better chance
Interesting.
of me. But again, this wasn't pre-planned. It wasn't like I thought about this in the moment. In the moment, it wasn't
Right.
like if I say I'll go to church, she'll let me go. I was just like, hey mom, can I go to church? And she was like, yeah, okay, cool, like whatever. And then
It's kind of like the perfect cover, the perfect
yeah.
alibi.
Mhm.
but it wasn't
Yeah.
intentional. It wasn't like thought, it wasn't premeditated. It wasn't like, yeah, and then I'll say I'm going to the church. And then I did really go to the church. It wasn't really
Yeah.
like anything nefarious. But my question is this. So going back to this, the angel thing. I never heard about that. I never heard about the angels, aliens being angels. My question is, wouldn't it, like, if somebody said, oh, there's aliens on other planets, or there's life form on other planets, would it a religious person still be able to say, or someone of faith, I want to say, someone of faith still be able to say, yeah, God is there too?
Yeah, if you have a logical sense of self and brain, absolutely. But a lot of these people don't.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
So my thing was always the
All
stories.
right. All right.
Yeah.
Because the
Got
thing
no
is,
logic.
it's absolutely crazy
We
for a
gotta
lot
have
of
the-
Christians to believe in God and science,
Yeah.
which is
We got-
insane to me. Which
we
is
gotta-
insane to me.
Can we
Wait,
talk to the growing up
that's a
Christian
crazy
guys?
thing? That's a crazy thing?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
crazy.
There's Christians that don't believe in dinosaurs. Like, that's real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but it's crazy to believe in both. Like, isn't that okay? I don't know. Okay.
It's here's the
Yeah,
thing.
I don't think it's
I
crazy to
believe
in both.
here's the thing.
Oh, you're saying it's crazy. Like there are people that think that that's crazy to believe in both things.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Right,
That's
right,
what I'm
right,
saying.
right.
There's
I was
I believe in that.
I believe in both things. Like,
100%. Me too. Me too.
So
because
here's
that's a
but
logical
wait.
brain.
We gotta talk about. We gotta separate what believe. What do you believe it exists, or do you believe it to be true? Those are two different things, right? So when somebody's talking about like, God's not real. I 100% believe that God exists
Yeah.
in human culture as a literary figure.
Yeah.
It's real that people believe in God, so I can't say God doesn't exist because he does. But
that was so loud. That. I do believe that it exists. And in culture, in society, it's a thing that people believe in. Yes, I got it.
Yeah, but the point being is that you can't erase that truth. Right? That's true, right? Again, this is look. We're going to talk about some negative things today because it's a sad couple of situations going on. But one of the things is that I am obsessed with living in the reality of the world. I love what's true. It's addictive to be like, this is factual because there's so much bullshit out there. Right. So when people say there's no such thing as God, and I'm like, what? I mean, the portrayal of he's as real as any other thing that's been put in print and that people believe in. Right. He's as real. Right. But that's the thing is that, okay, so what? Oh, God doesn't exist. So what? Okay. So when something like angels happen or alien abductions happen, and people are trying to give meaning to this thing, I'm going to bring it around full circle. People are trying to give meaning to it. That means that they're using whatever stories they hear, right? The stories are informing what they believe in. The same way, did you guys see that picture of the video of the dude dressed as Spider-Man punching the shit out of Nazis? That man was inspired by a literary figure in the same way Christians use the stories of the Bible to hate, to be the other guys getting punched by Spider-Man.
As great as that scene is, right? That video is of Spider-Man punching a Nazi. Can you imagine if he was dressed as Jesus? How much better that would have been?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I can't tell you how many churches have redone that to some sort of Barlow Girl song playing over it at a church.
Yes.
And they're just dressed as Jesus punching Nazis.
I want look, here's the thing. If you're going to be inspired by the Bible, be inspired by the Jesus that flipped over tables of the money lenders.
I'm so inspired by that Jesus.
The one that just gave food away to people who were hungry. The one that healed people for no fucking. Why aren't we inspired by that guy? That guy sounds awesome.
But here's the thing, and here's what there's not to
And
get
his
too serious,
name
but,
is Zoran Mondani. No, just kidding.
but here's the thing, Mike. There are a lot of people who are inspired by that Jesus, but you just don't hear about them because they're not newsworthy. It's just
Yeah,
like,
that's
just regular
100%
people.
true.
Those are just
Yeah,
those are not the
of
loud.
course.
Those are not the loud, annoying ones. Those are not
And
The
those are
loud,
not-
annoying ones are the annoying ones. Yeah.
The loud and annoying ones are loud and annoying. Whoa.
They're the ones that make.
Stop
They're the ones that make it to the
presses.
feed. They're the ones
Yeah.
that make it to the
Yeah,
feed.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
the ones
That's
that make it to
100%
the,
true.
So it's just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
There are plenty
the
of
annoying
good Christians.
The annoying,
Just the bad Christians are the ones that make it to the news because they're the ones that talk about Jesus on one hand and then touch little kids with the other.
yeah, and
Jesus
and then they're sitting on TikTok talking about how they wanted a Snickers bar because it has a vein in it. Like
Have you seen that video, Mike?
those are the fucking people.
Merc, have you seen that video? Have you seen that video?
What? No, I don't know. But
Okay,
that's a
so
fucking
there's a-
funny
there's-
image.
There's a video.
Like,
I said. I
Yeah,
sent
go
I sent him this video before where it was a guy talking about that he doesn't eat Snickers bars, so he did a 3D print of a slicer that slices the top layer,
Deveiner, if you will.
yeah, a
deveiner.
deveiner of Snickers bars, and he's like, now I can have my Snickers bar. Like he goes through all this. I'm like, dude, that is such a long way to go to like. Not like, man, you just really want to suck a dick. Like that's crazy.
Yo,
amount
how
of
do
work.
you
Absolutely
think?
insane. Like
This-
just be gay,
Oh my
dude.
God.
That's
Yeah, just be gay.
Like,
Just be gay.
Like that
That's
is
so
much.
much work.
He 3D printed a box that you put a Snickers bar in, and it's just deep enough to cut the top layer, and then and I said it to, and we were laughing about it because we were like, just be gay. This is so much
Yeah,
work,
dude. Well,
This
not
is
only
so
that,
much
but
work.
like something that's so funny is like,
What happened?
what's great about that is that I assure you that before I brought this up and Neri told you the story and all this stuff, the three of us were never thinking of a Snickers bar having a vein in it and it being like, oh, that kind of looks like a dick. None of us ever thought that, right?
None.
I gotta be honest.
I,
Every time I thought about it, it made me lick it harder. I don't know why, but I just
what? What do you mean? Hold on.
Yeah. That's why you like the white chocolate ones more.
yeah, of course. Well, they're smaller. They're easier to
They're
swallow.
smaller and
Hold on. We have to watch. Is this the one you were talking about?
Yes, it is.
I mean, are there more than
Alright,
one?
We're gonna open this
and it
Snickers
says
here.
satisfies on it. Like,
We're gonna see
just-
a problem. You see these veins on the top? I do not touch Snickers bars with veins. Ever since I've been a born again Christian, I tried them veins side up, veins
What were you doing
on the
before?
tongue, and it just doesn't work. So I came up with this 3D printed
Oh my god.
just
Snickers
eat a Kit
deveiner.
Kat, bro.
and we're gonna give it a shot. I've never tried it out, so
Just be
first time
gay.
trying it.
Just be gay.
Oh, look at it cutting those veins off beautifully.
Just,
Wow.
And it sucks.
Slicing
It's
through.
Yeah.
not even good.
All right, hold on.
oh,
here.
he doesn't want to cut all the chocolate off because then
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not
Push down a
gonna
little.
enjoy
Yeah,
it.
look at that.
Yeah, look at that. This guy's got an
Beautiful.
obsession with like
For those of
chopping
you who have
off.
problems with Snickers veins,
Nobody.
Who has a problem with
Look at that.
Snickers
Perfect.
veins?
Oh, with Snickers veins.
deveined Snickers.
Oh my god.
The population of one. Population
Hold
of
on.
one.
Now I
People-
wanna
people who had
see-
a problem. The
Now I
comments.
want to see the comments. Hold on a second.
What is the what's the? It's early, so I can't think of the word. But what's the thing that they do when you're born and they cut your penis?
A
A
circumcision.
circumcision.
Yeah, you circumcise the Snickers bar.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is great. And
Ever
the first
since I was a born
comment.
again Christian. Before that, I was just shoving them up my ass.
Yeah,
Nah.
before that, I was deep throating these
That was the thing
motherfuckers.
that Neri sent me. That he was like, "What were you doing before you were born again?"
Jesus Christ. And it says, the first comment, just lick it, mate. The veins will smooth out the more you lick.
Yes.
And it says, instructions unclear, veins now throbbing. Jesus Christ.
but
Dude, but
here's what makes me laugh. Here's what makes me laugh.
Sounds like Buddy's
I
trying to suppress something.
I do not believe for 1 second that he does not eat those pieces of veins that he cut out. I do not believe for one, because it's just chocolate. Because it's
Yeah,
just
I
once,
mean,
once.
Well, now
you-
it's just chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's just so once you cut it off, it's just pieces of chocolate. There's no way you're not putting that in your mouth, right? So what's the fucking difference? I don't understand.
It can't make me remember the cocks that I've had in my mouth. I cannot have those memories because lustful memories send me to hell in the eyes of the Lord.
But it's just like what are we doing, man? Like that's a guy that can't wrap his head around God and science. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's what I mean.
It's someone wrote, you eat Snickers because you like the taste. I eat Snickers because I enjoy the veiny texture on my tongue. We are not the same. It's like, yeah, what are we doing?
It's crazy, dude.
Look, the point of it is that guy's living in a
Kit Kat. Can you imagine the Kit Kat?
Yeah.
Can you imagine a guy just fucking deep throats Kit Kats? He's like, these are fine.
If I ran a candy company's social media, I would put so many comments of like, join us over here at Kit Kat or something.
Yeah.
Our Reese's doesn't have any veins. Like
you know what the funny thing is? If I was Snickers, I would come out with an extra veiny bar. Like here's one that has extra veins.
Like I would come out with a Snickers that looked like a dick and balls.
It'd be like Snickers, oops, all veins. Like it's just all veiny.
Yeah.
Yes. Oops, all veins is perfect.
Oops, all veins. Just like.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's the
Snickers
it's the family.
XL edition. The XL edition that has a white chocolate filling.
Yes. Yes. And it looks like a giant dick and balls. It's like, oh, it's an XL. It comes with 2 extra corners. How great is that?
What a joy that was. What a nice thing to watch and enjoy and make fun of. And times that are dark, everybody. Rest in peace. The rule of threes is in full effect for celebrity deaths and pop culture deaths. Rest in peace to Dolly Parton. Rest in peace to Tim Curry. And rest in peace to Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, as well as the clicky noises of the... These are all people that are... Ironically, maybe Peter Cullen was more important to this podcast, like the upbringing, and Tim Curry than maybe Dolly Parton, because we weren't...
Sure.
We were... I love Dolly Parton because boobs and all that stuff when I was a kid. Like, hey, that's a big boobed lady. But her music was never relevant until I became an adult later. But it's like,
so this
Peter Cullen.
I was talking about when Dolly Parton passed away. Like I was reading, the internet, and the internet. I thought the internet was going to do what the internet does, which is like, at some point somebody was going to say something negative about Dolly Parton. I was kind of waiting for it, but I was kind of thought that it would happen. And so here's how great Dolly Parton was, because who don't know, and I'm sure who the fuck doesn't, but she donated thousands of books to children on a yearly basis.
Voice, pause. Come back.
She would.
You're right.
She would donate thousands of books to children. She had the Dolly Parton library.
Yeah, the Imagination Library. Well, going back to the first thing you said, which is you thought people were going to say negative things about her. I was the opposite. I thought that people were like, because all of the Republican country music fans that she's number 1 draft pick to be on your side because of how beloved she was. So I thought everyone was going to be like, and it's true. Everyone, all these Republicans came out saying that, oh, she was a wholesome legend and she loved Trump and his pop. And then people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't say you can't
you can't rewrite history. But here's my thing. Here's what I was getting at. It wasn't really the political thing. It was more of I thought somebody was gonna. So I thought it was so great how everybody was talking so positively about Dolly Parton for a few days now, and it still really hasn't happened. Mike is the first one to kind of actually do it on this podcast, ironically, is because all of the people that were talking about her, none of the comments were about her boobs. And I thought that was great. Like, I really thought that was like so impressive, because when I was a kid, I remember Dolly Parton like, oh, that's the lady with the big boobs. Like, I remember like as a kid thinking that. And then later on, you see her work, and then you just forget that she has big boobs. At least I did as a grown-up. She just transcended the big hair, big boobs
she
persona.
Leaned into it. That was a choice.
But it wasn't about leaning into it or not. It's about It's about like in the zeitgeist. In the zeitgeist, she wasn't just that. Like people just forgot that she was that. Like yes, when she started, she would lean into that. But it was. I thought it was so awesome how people after her passing were so positive about her, and nobody was like making big tit jokes. I thought big titty jokes were going to be happening. And I was like,
the reason why I think people can't make the big tit jokes is the same reason why when you were a kid, you would make the fat joke first. Because she owned it. She already made the references. I saw a montage, a compilation of her clips from talk show appearances. And that lady she could have been she's a comedian. She's fucking hilarious. She's super quick. She had bits. She always had a bit going on. And she was like just a great, which of course comes from the country music side of writing these amazing songs. Like everyone's been talking about how great the library thing was, and it's true. How great a personality she was, it's true. But also she's like one of the most legendary songwriters of all time, which is why she was allowed to be all these other things, you know? So people that's like if Michael Jordan dies and people talk about how good he was at baseball. Right, all of this is secondary to the thing that she was already a legend at, because
or
of the
even
song.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, oh, if Michael Jordan died and people just talked about how great his shoes were,
right?
You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah,
legendary footwear designer Michael Jordan died today.
Yeah,
but so people are talking about all these amazing things that she did. That wasn't even the number one thing. You know, she was also she's a good actor too. Like she's like a great, compelling performer on screen. And 9 to 5 is still legend. Like it still holds up. It's still fucking great.
Yeah, she wrote 9 to 5 for that, and like, and a lot of people, always think of Whitney Houston, but like she wrote "I Will Always Love You," and of course, she gave Whitney the blessing to say, "This is now your song," but she had pen to paper, with writing it.
She wrote "I Will Always Love You" and Jolene in like the same day. Like,
yeah,
that's how
dude, it's
she
crazy.
was legend. There's an episode. So let's do this.
Those Nashville songwriters, dude. That's the way they are.
Is there a rapid fire? We'll do a rapid fire Mount Geekmore of Dolly Parton things that you enjoy watching, or like what is your things that you think the first 4 things that you think of when you think of Dolly Parton, because one of them is 9 to 5 and like that movie where like she's doing, but also the song is like a upbeat positivity anthem. Like it's just it gets you in a good mood.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because the song is about fucking doing the same shit over and over again, about having to go to work from 9 to 5.
But it's also about the hustle of like, putting boots to ass and all that stuff. You can extrapolate from it what you will,
I mean, it's a great song,
hustle.
But I like the fact that you were like, it's an upbeat song. I'm like, yeah, but it's an upbeat song about like having to fucking work your ass off. It's ironic.
That's a country music trick that you could even argue that she probably created or popularized, which is doing very like bleak lyrics, but having a very poppy sounding thing to where it's like when you really read the words, you're like, this is actually really sad.
So I'll give you like my mountain of things that number one is I love 9 to 5. I think it's like it's a
song of the movie.
Both. I think they go together, right? Like because I hear the song, I think they're part of the same thing. To the point where people, how we have May the 4th be with you. People are saying that September 25th, 9/25 should be Dolly Parton Day. And I'm like,
that's great.
That's awesome.
Great. I'm all for it.
I'm all for it. It should be a national holiday. We should get off for work.
We should. She's great. That's the thing, is that she's number 1 draft pick. That if you're on the wrong side of Dolly Parton, you need to reevaluate yourself.
Yeah.
The second is an episode of this Foo Fighters show that for HBO they did a documentary series where they were writing an album called Sonic Highways. and they go to Nashville and they talk about Nashville songwriting, and they talk about how her story, like just like she's just part of it, but she comes off as like Elvis wanted to sing "I Will Always Love You," and then that weird fucking Colonel guy that, if you watch the Elvis movie, you know that he's like, it was just the worst possible thing that could ever happen to Elvis. Was like, well, we're they basically wanted half of the publishing rights on that song from the get, and she was like, no. And then that alone, the fact that she kept and owned her own publishing, is why she's Dolly fucking Parton. That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a what's there was like a talk show, all the talk show that she does the song on Johnny Carson called the Johnny Carson Show. I never made it until I did the Johnny Carson Show. Go look that one up. It's fucking great. And there was one time where she was on like someone else. I think it may have been like with Kelly Clarkson or something. And she was just like a thing that I remember of her. They start like singing a song, and she starts doing the washboard thing, you know, like the raka, 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 with her fucking fake ass nails. And she's just like jamming out. Like, that lady found music everywhere, man. I loved it. And it's like, it's one of those things where you watch that lady, you're like, oh man, what a like undeniable creative genius, talent, brain in this like stylized representation, ultra, you know, feminine representation. And that's nothing to say all about the stuff she said about like acceptance of LGBT people, race.
You know, that's what I was gonna say about, because it's interesting that your all your fours were music related. And it's which is interesting, because again, it goes to what you were saying, like she's so multifaceted, and she did so many things for so long that if we could do a whole podcast on just her music career, and it wouldn't be enough. But she did so many more other things, because to me, because I'm not a big country music star, I'm a big country music fan, the 95 song really is one of the only, that and Jolie are the only two songs I really know about her. And I do know about her version of I Will Always Love You, but to me that doesn't register as her song. It just doesn't in my mind. So to me, like,
it goes to the story though. Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
Her story is great.
I think it goes to, that's what I'm saying. Like, it goes to your point. Like, we could do a whole podcast about her music career and it wouldn't be enough. But to me, there's so many more other things. Her activism, the fact that she donated money for what ended up being one of the vaccines for COVID was monumental. Like, she donated so much money. And that's what helped us get one of the first vaccines out so quickly. It was amazing, awesome. I'm like, oh, that's fucking great. That her work with LGBTQ, her work with, there's a video that I posted on my stories, and it's great. It was a great quote because somebody called her out on a Dixie lyric. She used to use the word Dixie all the time.
And she had Dixieland Stampede, the restaurant dinner show.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then they said, hey, this is, Dixie for a lot of people is a term, that it's associated with racism and so on and so on. And she didn't call out, wokeism. She didn't say like, oh, cancel culture, this is bullshit. That's not what I meant. She said, oh, I did not know that, I'm sorry. And then she fucking changed the name. Like, that's how he's, and she was on record for saying like, hey, there's nothing wrong with like being ignorant.
Gay?
if you did it innocently ignorant. I think it was the words that she used. It's like, if you don't know, if you're not doing something intentional, you're hurting people. If somebody brings it to your attention, it's okay to be like, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, and like that's what the fucking that's so
my
common
bad.
Sense. Yeah,
that's so I didn't know, but then you have to turn away from it, right? Like, oh, I didn't know, I won't do it anymore. That's the key element. It's like, okay, now that you know, do something to correct with the knowledge of knowing.
My Dolly Parton Mount Rushmore is 95, probably number one if I'm thinking about it, but everything else is all activism. Everything else is like the fact that she bought all these books for children. That's a huge deal.
Legendary.
And that's a huge deal for kids who don't have access to all. Like, that's, people don't understand. And I think a lot of people in this country don't understand that there are children that don't have access to books. Yeah. Like, I don't like, there are millions of kids that don't have access to books. And I think that people in this, like, that's a big deal. Like, I remember my wife told me that years ago, like 10, 15 years ago, my wife told me that. I'm like, really? Like, that's fucking awesome, dude. That's just other level. Like, that's, dude, you made your millions, you could do whatever you want or do nothing and nobody would ever blame you. Like, if you could just go away in obscurity, write songs behind the scenes that you're not even performing anymore, but she chose to be a better human and to make the world a better place. Like, that's wild to me. Like, that's fucking other level.
There's a podcast that I just in all of the Dolly Parton stuff that I listen to, and it's from the guy that did Radiolab. It's a really good podcast about like science and communication in the world, and I love their approach to presenting it in a podcast format. They're probably like right up there with This American Life, with like OG format defining podcasts, and they did one called Dolly Parton's America, and this one, it goes into all of that what you were talking about, the Dixieland Stampede. You're talking about, that's an unfortunate name, the She's Alive. But this was in 2019, right before, and they were like in this divided time, and it was that she's like this galvanizing kind of presence that unifies everybody. And they went through all of the stuff, her history, and then they even talk about how Jolene has been interpreted by the LGBT community as like, maybe she's secretly in love with Jolene, or there's some aspect of that. Hilda's in the show. 300 million books through her imagination library. 300 million. That's crazy.
That's wild.
But I recommend everybody go check out this podcast. It's called Dolly Parton's America. It talks about the politics. It talks about the current pre-COVID era Trump situation. And it talks about like her present, and it also talks about like how poor she was. It's like she's the true like American pull yourself up by the bootstraps story. She just muscled creativity into the world, and she's a powerful like figure, which I feel bad for Tim Curry and Peter Cullen, because this is similar in scope to when Michael Jackson died. Right before Michael Jackson died, Farrah Fawcett died.
Uncle Luke died too. Same day.
Uncle Luke?
No, Uncle Luke. Who am I thinking about? Another.
I'm like, he's running for public office.
No, Miami-based DJ. What's his name?
Uncle Al.
Uncle Al. Thank you. It was one of my uncles. I forgot which uncle it was. I apologize. Uncle Al died the same day that Michael Jackson died, and nobody gave a shit.
Yeah, it's hard, but because we only have so much. This is one of the things that's hard to talk about, is that if there's too many bad things going on, it's hard to give each thing the like energy it deserves.
It's just bandwidth.
Yeah,
right? It's just
bandwidth.
But Tim Curry actually died the same day, by the way, as Dolly. But they announced it. His people announced it the day after, because they wanted to give Dolly her own, like day or whatever.
Again, another universally beloved, like very LGBT friendly. Like someone's commented, like, check in on your gay friends. They're not doing well. Like it's a rough time to. It's also like,
they're fucking deveining Snickers. Check in on your friends, man.
That's how crazy it. Check in on your friends. But how do we feel about like?
Can you imagine somebody calling that guy and be like, "Hey, man, you okay? You okay?"
Hey, so I saw you deveining those Snickers. Are you okay that Tim Curry and Dolly Parton died now?
Dolly Parton, yeah.
Jesus, man. But it's true. Tim Curry also this incredible body of work to pull from. That was.
He's always a devil and legend to me. Like, that's my first role that I think about Tim Curry. Good one. And only because he's unrecognizable. He's unrecognizable in that role, and I'm like, it's not even the greatest movie. I don't even think it's a good movie. I think that movie's really suffered from editing, from bad editing. But
also the soundtrack is wild.
But Tim Curry, that image of that devil, it was my childhood. It was like if you asked 10-year-old Neri, hey, what does the devil look like? That's it right there. That's Tim Curry. And when I found out that it was Tim Curry, it was to me, it's Tim Curry, the devil, and then the very next thing I think about with Tim Curry is Dr. Poole from the movie Oscar with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. Expeditiously.
Yeah. Oh, careful, you have a dangling participle there. And he's like, zip. He's great. He's like provolone. What a good pull. That's a great one.
That goes to my Rushmore Stallone movies.
Yeah. I love, bro. Oscar's so good. That is so many people, so much stuff going on. the culmination of all the storyline. What a good movie that is. All takes place in one house.
One day.
In one day.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Muppet Treasure Island is iconic. That's going to be like a legendary. That's the
Muppets made a reference to him. The Muppets released a statement
that
he will always be an honorary Muppet. Here's a not so fun fact about me that I remember. I talked about this the other day on the podcast, that I had never seen a Goofy movie. I have also never seen a single Muppet movie from start to finish. Never seen a Muppet movie from start to finish. I love the Muppets and I love the Muppet Show, and I remember the Muppet Babies was one of my favorite shows growing up.
Sure,
but I've never seen a full, from start to finish, a full Muppet action movie, live action movie. I've never seen.
I'm trying to think of how I would introduce you to the Muppets. That was my first thought. Like
a while back, I think it was on a Movie Bros podcast. I remember you saying, you were like, I've only read books where the Muppets have made movies about them. And
I've only read, well, there was that's true too.
And then I made a joke where I was like, your book report on Treasure Island must have been insane.
Yeah, there's a few movies that I only saw the books of them because of the school book fair. And I would buy the books from the school, but I would buy the books from the school book fair only if they were already made into a movie. So like I remember in third grade, fourth grade, buying the Karate Kid Part 2 book because I already had seen the movie. And
you are Peter Griffin, dude.
Yeah,
you are Peter Griffin.
In many ways.
DVDs, books.
What color are those red? What color are those red fire trucks? Fire trucks. What color are those red fire trucks? Yeah, man. That was my. So I haven't seen from start to finish a whole full Muppet movie, but
I'll say this.
It's hard. That's not true. I did see the Melissa McCarthy Muppet movie.
Oh, that's not. But that's not.
I mean,
Muppets. What's it called?
There's Muppets in it.
There's puppets in it. Muppets are trademarked.
I know.
You can't use Muppets. They'll come after us like what is it?
They're very litigious. The Muppets.
The Arthur Ashe. Who was it that gigged us for the Arthur Ashe Tennis Museum or whatever?
Yeah, the Arthur Ashe.
You gotta be careful. They're that level of petty. You got the Muppets aren't as much. I'm trying to think about this. What would be what would be your introduction if someone had never seen the Muppets? How would you introduce the Muppets to them?
That's a great question. I would say,
what era Muppet?
I mean, truly the best thing. I would have to gauge a little bit more because the Muppets are so much a like a pop culture reference.
Moments.
Yeah, they're like a moment. Yeah, so like for example, if there's somebody that likes music, I would say, just watch the most recent one on Disney Plus with Sabrina Carpenter, because
the episode, because they tried to reboot the Muppet Show,
because that's like a really good one shot. That's like it's a variety show, and you understand all of the Muppets and what their purpose is and that kind of stuff. However, I think one of the best things that those movies did, like the Muppet Treasure Island and Muppet Christmas Carol and Wizard of Oz and all those movies, were one of the best things that it did was that it reminded us that the Muppets are supposed to be actors. And that's the whole thing. It's like
they're so versatile. They're perfect for that. For like when YouTube started popping off and people were, I was so confused as to why the Muppets didn't produce, because they tried, and I found the thing that I think of the most. But they are actors, like they're characters, and everybody who does these performances, like Tim Curry, and like even Dolly Parton did stuff on Sesame Street. Jason Segel's like obsessed with Muppets, as well as the dude who plays Roy Kent, Brett Goldstein. They're obsessed with the Muppets, and rightfully so. They're so versatile. You can do anything with them because at a certain point, Jim Henson created them in a way that they just exist as like Roger Rabbit, like part of the world, you know?
Yeah, and like,
I
and
guess it
truly
depends
the
on.
truly
No,
the
man.
Muppet Show in a lot of ways, like the Muppet Show is 30 Rock before 30 Rock because
Oh,
like because
100%.
this
Yes.
because essentially it's just like they're trying to make a show and this is all the bad stuff that happens in between it. And like
Yeah.
I mean, and bad stuff I mean like comedic antics.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
yeah, like that's kind of what
hilarity
it's supposed to-
ensues, and
And
then
hilarity
Exactly.
ensues. Well, you know why I think that this. I have a theory that the reason why none of like they also did a late night show on
Mhm.
ABC. Remember they did the Muppets.
I loved
the
that
Muppets
show.
late
The
night show.
Muppets, the
It
Muppets
was
Tonight.
so good. You want to know what? I think they're too genuine. They're
Yeah.
too pure, and people are trying to poke they don't land because it makes us, the public in general, who is pretty shitty right now. The public in general is the people on the internet, people who are the most public, are kind of shitty right now
Yeah.
because everything is based off of rage and anger and all this. So when something comes along that's kind of pure and just like, someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection. Like that's still the vibe.
Yeah,
It
dude.
makes us feel guilty about ourselves where you're like, I can't watch this because we
Dude,
feel
let
it's
me-
not the thing. It's that we are
Dude,
like, ugh, I'm a bad
fact-
guy.
the fact that the fact that this country in the last 2 years have talked shit about Superman being woke.
Yes, like the Muppets don't stand a chance.
They don't
Yeah.
stand a chance.
The
The
Muppets
fact that
don't stand a
the fact that they
chance.
talk shit about the super villain in the movie Supergirl was not bad enough, even though there were literal fucking human
Human
trafficking,
trafficking.
yeah, you sex slaves, and it's like, what now? Like that's
Yeah.
not bad enough for you? Like it's so fucking weird. It's so funny you say that. Like we're pretty shitty people. Like
Yeah,
We called
are
Superman woke.
publicly
we called
shitty
Superman woke. It's so fucking funny.
Well,
man.
It's
you know, and
crazy.
it's funny too because like I have a really close friend that actually works for Henson, and she's a puppeteer for
That's so
what-
cool.
what's
Honestly,
the
that's cooler
character?
if you knew like Tom Hanks. There's they're like that's so fucking
man.
cool.
He's up. He's up. He's up. He's up.
Yeah, she's the voice and the puppeteer for I forget the character's name now, it's killing me. But she's been on the Sesame Street for a little bit now. And one of the things that she told me, because every now and again, and maybe one day I'll do it for you guys, I do a very good Elmo impression.
Uh-oh.
And one of the things that she was telling me was like, your impression is so good for two reasons. One, you the first thing somebody wants to do when they can remotely do an Elmo impression is say something fucked up.
Yeah,
And you immediately remember that he's a pure child.
he's a kid.
And he would never talk like that. And also you remember that he only speaks in the third person, which is something a lot of people don't remember. He doesn't say I. He doesn't say I, he says Elmo. And she says, I got his lisp perfectly, which is great because he does have a lisp. Because again, he's a kid. And so
I like the
it's-
fact that my mind, because I'm a sports guy, my mind, when you said Elmo doesn't say anything fucked up, I'm like, he did talk shit. He did not root for the fucking Knicks. That was
Yeah,
kinda fucked
he
up.
got
That was-
eaten alive for
he
that.
got
remember?
fucked up in that one.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was so funny. Well, here goes my impression. He goes,
Does that make this a thing?
like it's just
Good.
We
so
have-
good. Like just
That's
like
so good.
Okay.
That's a great.
Does
That's a
that make
great.
this a thing?
like
That's a really good Elmo, dude.
I told
Really
you.
good,
I don't,
Very
I'm not
good.
gonna I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you.
I like how you
so,
said,
like,
I don't fuck around.
yeah.
With
Well,
Elmo.
I'm but again, believe me, Stacy has met so many people that are like, listen to my Elmo impression, and then does shitty Elmo impression. And it's just like, bring me back my money, bitch, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Because
It's
it would be
always
funny to
that.
hear Elmo say that, and it's like Elmo would never say that.
It's
Like-
that they're too pure. They're too good. I want to
Yeah.
show you. Can I show you my favorite? This is
It's a rock.
perfect.
It's a rock. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's a rock.
Yeah.
It's a rock.
Yeah. This is what I think is like the YouTube feed of the Muppets, or the YouTube channel for the Muppets should be like, there's so much commentary on internet culture that they could do, but this is my favorite one. Do you know which one this is?
No, I don't know what
think
this is.
so.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Okay,
So
I
good.
can't tell you how perfect this is because it's Beaker and the Swedish chef who you can never understand anything, and they're just singing the habanera from Carmen, the opera Carmen.
Yeah.
Wait for it. The three least vocal. Who do you think is going to come in?
I don't know.
It's just that. It's perfect.
I'm trying to figure out who the other unintelligible Muppet is.
Oh,
Of course, Animal.
course.
Right?
It's perfect. So, like, they don't have to do anything more than know themselves, put themselves in a situation, and it's whimsical and fun. It's too pure. It's too good for us. It's like during COVID,
Muppet Babies to me was such a pivotal, like that.
I love
Muppet Babies and Tom and Jerry were really, and Looney Tunes were really what raised me.
Yeah,
as a kid.
I love Muppet
Those
Babies
three,
and
do they show that anywhere else now? Muppet Babies, where I can show my
Muppet,
kids?
dude.
I don't
Muppet
know.
Babies has been a thing that the fans of the Muppets have been begging Disney to put on Disney Plus, and for some reason, I believe it's music rights.
Not.
I believe it's music rights.
Yeah.
It's usually always music rights whenever a show,
because Disney doesn't have enough money to buy the rights.
Yeah,
Is that what we're-
listen, man, they aren't competent enough to make Jim Cummings a legend. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
It's fucking wild.
It's crazy.
Fucking wild.
Muppet Babies.
Jim Cummings is not a Disney legend.
That's crazy to me.
But Lin-Manuel Miranda is.
Crazy Jim Cummings. Muppet Babies is not available for streaming on this. Like, it just doesn't have
the only way to get it, and I have tried, is you have to get bootleg DVDs. And I'm not saying that I have, them, but you know, I just legally need to say that I don't have them.
In the Elmo voice, you'd be like, I would never get them.
What you mean? Like, here's the thing, man. Fucking
Elmo doesn't have them.
fuck, that's a good Valdez, dude. That's a good Elmo.
Yeah, I know. I
love the fact that we're like 30 episodes in with Valdez and he lays this on us. Like, oh, by the way, I'm super talented.
Has that ever happened? No, it's super. You're multi-talented, but
I appreciate it.
That has happened, and I think in like relationships that have lasted a long time, like with my wife. Every once in a while, have you been in a relationship where all of a sudden, like, you're years in, and then all of a sudden your partner does something? Yeah, your partner does something, and you're like, you can play the harmonica?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? How have you been not using this more?
That's the literal example that I was gonna give, but with my dad. I found out that my dad is really good at the harmonica when I was like 30. I was fucking 30, and my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I like the harmonica." I'm like, "Wait, what now?" And I thought he meant it like I like listening to it. Apparently, he could play the harmonica, and I'm like, "What now?" And then we got him this like really dope ass harmonica, because when you're poor in Nicaragua and you grew up on a farm, hey, one of the very few things you can afford is a fucking harmonica.
Yeah,
like,
believe me, I've seen a lot of Disney movies where that is the pivotal gift. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like there was a whole ride in Disney, Splash Mountain, that was this guy playing the harmonica, and I was like, oh. So when my dad showed me at the age of, again, I was 30, man. I was in my 30s. Yeah. Now
Of course,
we're gonna get
so funny.
We're gonna get dinged for rights.
Yeah, we're gonna get demonetized.
If I play a song on this, it will be through no fault of my own. I would have accidentally stumbled across, like, actually you're playing licensed material. I'd be like, I am?
Yeah.
That's actually The Empire Strikes Back.
What? Yeah. But that's funny where you just drop an Elmo on us and we're like, wait, we've known you for years.
It's the have you seen the Simpsons episode where the lawyers come in and when Homer goes, "Don't," and then they're like, actually Disney owns that note. You can't say that anymore. So you can only do a natural. And he goes, "Do, no, do, do." And they're like, only that.
My
God.
They did, it's so funny because Remember when the South Park had those episodes where they're like, oh, the Simpsons did that? The
Simpsons did
Yeah.
it. Simpsons did it.
As you're mentioning this episode of The Simpsons, I'm thinking about a Simpsons episode. I'm like, oh, the Simpsons already did that when Grandpa Simpson wanted to do the bread thing with the Charlie Chaplin bread thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they come in the middle of his date and they're like, I'm sorry, you can't do that. That's a Charlie Chaplin
Yeah.
thing. We're gonna get sued or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
they just did a callback to themselves. They stole from themselves. That's
So
Dude,
hilarious.
but that's the thing. It's like, you sent me Neri sent me a Simpsons clip because now he knows how much I love the Simpsons, and now he's sending me everything that's Simpsons related,
Well,
which is
that's
great.
I've known for a few years that you love the Simpsons, but now it's in my algorithm. Now
Yeah,
it's popping
yeah.
up in my
Oh,
algorithm,
yeah,
and now I'm
yeah,
like, oh,
that's
no,
what
okay, now
happens.
it's
Yeah, same. To be fair,
But remember,
same.
I did that. Remember, I did that Simpsons trivia a few years ago, a couple years ago. And you
Yeah.
showed up.
Yeah.
Like I've known since then that you were a big Simpsons guy.
Yeah, I showed up late and I still won.
Yeah. He's like,
What
"Hey, I
a
missed the first-"
brag!
Yeah, he did. He goes,
What
I
a
missed, the
brag!
first, I missed the first 7 questions. It's all right. It's fine. I got
I
it.
didn't hear this. I didn't hear the starter pistol, but I still beat Usain Bolt. I didn't hear.
Yeah.
I just was like,
I mean,
is everybody running?
To be fair, like I've done so many Simpsons trivia things in LA where I do them and I'm like, are these people watching the same show that I'm watching? Like, what are
No, people think
like-
they love The Simpsons, but they only love seasons 2 through 9.
yeah. And like,
that's my. I say I love The Simpsons, but that's it. That's my thing. I love
Yeah.
The Simpsons I watched, and then I moved on to other shows.
yeah.
That I'm happy The Simpsons exists, and there's more for other people to watch. And
That's
people
the joke
enjoy
that
it.
I used to have with. That's the joke that I used to have with my friend Oni. It was like, man, I love the Simpsons. Like, oh, did you watch last week's episode? It's like, nah.
Nah,
It's like, nah.
no,
Yeah.
It's
you
like,
love
how about last season's episode? Nah.
The
How about
you
Simpsons
the
love
last
The
is
Simpsons.
SNL.
You love The Simpsons you watched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
The
a good point.
Simpsons is SNL. Like,
100%.
It's SNL. At any point when it's off the air, then life isn't life anymore. You
Yeah.
know, but even though you haven't seen it in 12 years or longer than that, so
Well, to be fair, that's how people feel about Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Life. Everyone's like, how I didn't
And
know
Tim
she
Curry.
could die. And Tim
and
Curry.
Peter and Peter, whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
Speaking of
Peter
iconic
Cummings.
Colin.
Cullens, Peter Cullen. And speaking, it's the Cummings. Who's the other guy?
Jim Cummings.
Jim
He's
Cummings.
alive though.
Yeah, he's alive. But when he dies, he's going to have taken that voice of all of these iconic characters.
He won't be a Disney legend, though. I'll tell you that much.
How fucked up is Darkwing Duck? Is
Yeah.
not a Disney. Winnie the Pooh is not a Disney
Winnie
legend.
It's
the
not- but that's the
motherfucking Pooh.
thing.
Are you
But that's the
kidding
thing.
me?
Like
Wild.
it's not even like, oh, he did some stuff in the 80s. Like it's like I was telling Neri, I'm like, other than Mickey Mouse, you could argue Winnie the Pooh is one of the most like pivotal characters of Disney. Like,
And here's the
you
thing:
know,
there's only been Jim Cummings, to my knowledge. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but Jim Cummings has he been the only voice of Winnie the Pooh? Has there been like
Yes.
another?
Yeah,
No,
the
he's-
original. The original.
No, but I'm saying, is there another? Because like you could say Mel Blanc is Looney Tunes, but there
but
have
now
been other
Jared Bauza,
actors.
yeah.
Yeah.
There have been other actors to voice these characters. But to my knowledge, and maybe I'm wrong. That's not a robot, by the way. I'm just burping. To my knowledge, there's only been one voice of Winnie the Pooh, and I'm like, why are you not putting this man? Why is it? This is a wild.
But the
Yeah,
thing,
wow.
the thing is, bro, it's not even Winnie the Pooh. He's Winnie the Pooh. He's Tigger. He's Piglet. Like he's other characters on the
He's
show.
Tigger with
Let's
an A.
show- He's
Yeah.
Tigger.
Yeah.
Here, watch. This is
TIGA.
Get dangerous, pal. Oh, girl, look at here. Let's get dangerous, yeah. Woo, you know that's right.
From
Let's get
Tigger.
dangerous.
Yeah.
So
Let's
good.
get
Hondo Onaka.
What is a duck? Oh, bother. Let's get dangerous.
He's doing.
Let's get dangerous.
Oh, he was
Let's
negative.
get dangerous.
Don Carnage.
Oh, yeah, man. Let's get dangerous.
Louis.
That's so funny, dude.
So good.
So many.
Let's get dangerous.
Monterey
Ah,
Jack.
I'm
Monterey
already
Jack.
Dangerous. I don't have to get any more.
Was that Cadigan?
dangerous. Let's
No,
get
that's
dangerous,
Fat Cat.
but do it safely.
Bonkers.
Let's get dangerous. Let's get dangerous.
I
So
mean,
good.
Fucking
how
goat.
many? Anybody
Fucking
who
goat.
watched the Disney afternoon just listen to this guy talk at you for hours.
Yeah, I would say that it's Jim Cummings and Billy West are the
Yeah.
voices that you're gonna have in your head, because Billy West is like the voice of Doug, he's the voice of Fry, like so many like amazing voices, Ren and Stimpy, like just all the Nickelodeon cartoons of
Yeah.
note. And Nancy Cartwright as well, because of Bart and Chucky Finster and all that. kind
Tara
of stuff.
Strong.
I feel,
Like, that's the
what-
thing.
what's her
So many
name?
of these guys.
I forget her name now, and it's a shame because we're talking about how great these voice actors are. But she did. She was also in Darkwing Duck, and she did the voice of Babe, and she did the voice of Chucky from Rugrats.
Oh yeah, no,
she-
not Chucky. She did the voice of
I'm pretty sure it was Chucky.
Timmy.
Bro.
Timmy. I know who you're talking about. Chucky was. You're talking about Tara
Chucky-
Strong.
Yeah, she.
Yeah.
I forget her name, but she passed
Well,
away.
Chucky is Nancy Cartwright.
Oh, is that Chucky? Who was it that I'm thinking about?
Yeah,
You're thinking of.
there was an
was-
actress.
She's the
there
voice
was
of Gwendolyn in Darkwing Duck. So whoever that is,
Yes.
She also voiced Babe in Babe in the movie
in Pig
Babe.
in the City. Yeah.
The
She
thing
did-
is about voice acting is like
She did
look,
pass away though. You're right.
She did pass away
Yeah.
a long time ago. She's been passed
Yeah,
away.
she had.
It
I
was
think
sad.
she had cancer or something.
Yeah,
It was really
yeah.
sad.
Christine Cavanaugh.
Yeah, Christine Cavanaugh.
To be fair,
You're right, Neri. She was the voice of Chucky in the first early years, and when she died, Nancy Cartwright took over.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
There's an element of behind the scenes stuff. I've been doing a ton of these like voice acting workshops to try and like build up my demo for voice acting, right? Most of the voice acting you do professionally is not characters. That is such a specialized, specific world that when you hear somebody's voice, like either they do one voice forever, which is like Bruce Kevin Conroy, and he's just Batman. He's done other voices, but he's fucking Batman. Nobody ever else does Batman. I can't even say Mark Hamill the Joker because Mark Hamill's done a bunch of different voices. You either do one thing forever.
You can't say Mark Hamill because he'll charge you. Apparently.
Jesus let's talk about that.
Well, let's talk about
this guy.
Well, let's just dismount from iconic voices. Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime. I do not like that this is the picture they chose for him.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, that was gonna
I
happen.
mean,
that was gonna happen.
That was gonna happen. Yeah. I was actually looking for that GIF as a GIF to send in the chat when I sent to you the picture of him, or when I sent the news of him passing away. I was looking for that GIF and I couldn't find it in the Apple's GIF thing. But I will say one of my favorite memories about him is
Peter Cullen.
There are two moments that stand out in my mind in peak movie theater experiences. One of them was Endgame when the portals opened up.
Yeah.
That moment in the movie theater when it first happened, people went fucking ape shit. And the other one was I was at a screening where I saw the movie 3 days early, the first live action Transformer.
Yes, bro. I still love that movie.
I love them. I like most of the Transformers movies. I'm being honest. Most
they're
of them.
fun.
There's a
They're
lot of
fun.
them, but yeah. But that first Transformers movie in theater, packed house, and this. What year was that? Is that 99? I think that was 99.
No, it's like 2000s.
No, the first one was like 2000 maybe. Yeah.
With Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. The first one was Shia LaBeouf.
I was out of high school, so it was after 2006.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was 2007.
So that movie, we're watching that movie, and I remember when he said, "I am Optimus Prime." I remember like the chills that came over my body. I literally had chills, and the entire audience went, like it roared.
Hell
Like
yeah.
it was like peak in a positive way. It was like peak 80s alpha male, like every dude in that room that was now in their 30s, like, it was just dude. And I remember the goosebumps that came over me was
but again, like that character, you talk about peak masculinity. He created the voice. Basically, the whole show is about be
Kind.
strong, like be kind, be
Protect
strong
others,
enough to be
protect others,
gentle.
yeah.
Like the voice is not. He even talks about it. There's the interview I can find it, but there's that famous like he did a panel where he talked about how he came up with the voice for Optimus Prime based on his brother who was in Vietnam and was like basically had like PTSD, and he's like, it's like I'm doing this voice. I'm supposed to be like the leader of this army of robots, whatever. And he's like, don't forget to be strong enough to be kind, like be gentle. Like there's like power in that the gentle. And I'm like, what a good lesson to live by. Like these are basically in the last. Dolly Parton, don't forget to be yourself. Tim Curry, don't forget to be weird. And Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime, don't forget to be gentle. You know what I mean? Like what more do you need? Like what more do you need to
did you finally
guidance?
see the Masters of the Universe movie, live action movie?
No, I have not.
That's the main premise of that movie is you could be powerful and strong without being a bully.
Yeah,
it really is an episode of fucking He-Man. It really is so good.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's fantastic. Anyways,
unfortunately we lost some like, and again, Hayden Panettiere last couple weeks, you know, like these going back to what we're talking about, like the religion thing, like putting meaning onto events and death. Like these people are just human beings that have lived and died. They've contributed to. It doesn't make them any more important in terms of a life. You know, like
their
it's
work
who
has
they
been
reached.
important.
Their work has been what they put out into the world has been important. The same way, like when your grandma
you took the wrong 80-year-old.
Bro, I've seen that so much. I
will say it was good when I did see the guy that was like, we got him. He's an 80-year-old. He's from Home Alone 2. Like, that was good. That was good because it's like, okay, that's funny, you know?
Yeah. To
Home
be
Alone
fair,
2 is gonna hit so different this year, by the way. Like Catherine O'Hara.
O'Hara, we just lost.
Yeah,
this
dude,
year.
and the Susan, what was her last name? The pigeon lady. She passed away as well.
Oh yeah,
Academy Award winning
pigeon lady. And
I wonder who's gonna. So this is now having enough time to not. Who's gonna be left out of the memorandum in the Oscars? Who's gonna be left out? Who's the one that's gonna be like, well, they didn't even mention? Because if you leave out Optimus Prime, motherfucker, he did movies. He did
plenty of movies. Yeah.
So he did. He was the voice of the Predator.
Yeah.
So if he only did TV shows, he would be on the Emmys. So like they would still have him in memoriam. Yeah.
I would hope that. Because again, the Oscars only recently demanded that people watch the movies that they vote for. Yeah. So, like, nobody's
watching them still. Nobody's watching.
How dare you demand me to do that? But it's also like they have a real up their own ass kind of energy. Mm-hmm. He should be in the Golden Globes in memoriam because of how much these voice actors are in TV, movies. You know, like that, like there's the Golden Globes kind of cover everything, but it's hard, right? Like, who do you leave out? Because there are times they put up like people that nobody fucking knows in the general public, like the guy that, but they're vital to the, like, oh, this guy invented the lens that everybody uses. Rest in peace. And it's like, who the fuck is that guy? They put that guy in instead of Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime. It's like, God, I don't know.
I'm okay with them putting everybody in. Like, I don't want them. I'd rather them not leave anybody out. Like, you know, put them.
You think there should be a separate stream, like they do you know how they do ESPN Red Zone, where there's just like 5 games going on at the same time. There's the Oscars, and then on the left of the screen, it's just all of the people that have died in the year.
Like the Madden cast. They're gonna do a Madden cast of like the people who died.
Yeah. Just do like we got the 4 up. We got the Octabox or whatever they call it.
to go back to what you were saying about like how it's mandatory for Academy voters to watch the movies and how they still don't watch them. Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about that years ago, because now it's been Conan that's hosting, but he made a joke when Moonlight was up for Best Picture and it ended up winning. Well, it didn't win and then it won. But and then the joke that he made a hand job joke. And nobody and there was silence in the room, and he goes, "You guys didn't watch that movie, did you?" And then it got a huge laugh, and then it got a huge
because
laugh.
Everyone knows that it's all like they're up their own ass about it, you know.
Yeah, it's
anyway,
it's insane. Yeah,
it's hard because the celebrity becomes the thing that we focus on, but they're also focused on the production of these movies. Like they have to balance out I don't know what their mindset is, but celebrity is the commodity that we judge all these things on, which in a segue alert, here we go into the comic book convention, the Comic Cons.
Or just the conventions in general.
Yeah, it's hard to, they're not Comic Cons anymore. They're just conventions, MediaCon. Yeah. They become this kind of thing where if you have enough celebrity, even like there's a joke in the Chippendales movie, the Chippendales Rescue Ranger movie.
Oh, yeah. Good movie.
With the ugly Sonic.
Movie. Yeah.
What a good movie. Again, these movies are too pure and whimsical and addressing things that are about our
They also threw it up
problem.
They also threw it up during COVID. They couldn't put it in the theater, so that kind of shot it in the leg
which one?
That movie was not going to do well in theaters.
No.
It probably wouldn't have, but man, that movie
does
is
well
so
in theaters.
Good. It's so underrated, and people should watch it.
It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie, but let's be real, nobody would have watched that in theaters. That would have.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm almost glad that it happened during 2020, because if it would have gotten in theaters and would have bombed, the conversation about that movie would have started with, "Man, that movie bombed in theaters." But it was great. Like they would have.
But it was actually great. Yeah.
But So
kind of like the Masters of the Universe idea, where like it didn't do well in the theater, but now that it's streaming, people are finding it.
Did you see how many minutes it streamed? They released how many minutes it streamed in the first 2 weeks of that movie being released? Yeah. Over 1.1 billion minutes of streaming. And I was trying to like put that into like, what does that mean? The movie is like 157 minutes long. I forgot how many. Somebody did the math. I was listening to the math, and it was like 160, like divided by $20 a movie. It was like $160 million. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean,
that's Jesus Christ. In the first week, it's $160 million. Like, yeah, okay.
God, and I was having this conversation because with my wife was talking about like there's like this spa weekend movie that's coming out that it's got it's just like a bunch of middle-aged ladies. It's out.
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah, but it came out. And she's like, why are they releasing it in theaters? And I'm like, God, I wish there was. There was a time, and I saw something about it of like one weekend in 1990, whatever, about how many movies were out and how many were just mid-budget because you had to go to the movies to watch them, right? Mm-hmm. There was no direct to DVD or direct to VHS was for shitty sequels to Disney animated movies and kung fu movies, martial arts movies that were made as like money laundering for drug dealers. Like that, like, but so you had to go these mid-budget
American
comedies.
Ninja, I don't understand.
What?
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a white ninja.
Bro, that movie with the that movie with the
Bloodsport 3 with Billy Blanks. What are we talking about?
I mean, all of that. That's how people thought about direct-to-DVD as a former Blockbuster employee. You would get a ton of those. You would just see like all these movies. Like, who fucking watches this stuff? But because it's on streaming, you get like you get all these people watching stuff the same way. Where it's like they've made going to the movies the same like it's going to Disney World.
Yeah.
Right. Like Disney World used to cost $50 to take your family to buy a ticket. Now it's like Neri, if you take your wife, your 3 kids to go see a movie and buy popcorn, like literally the full experience, buy popcorn, buy drinks, all that stuff, that's how much? $250?
Probably, yeah. Between the movie tickets and so the movie tickets are $20 for the adults, right? $21 for the adults, and then the child tickets, if you're talking about like non-matinee. Even if you're talking about matinee, you're talking about $15 each ticket. There's 3 tickets. That's 45 plus 4 plus that's 45 plus 40 for the adults. That right there is $85 just on movie tickets.
Yep.
Yeah. So you popcorn, soda, all that jazz. I mean, we're super Latino, so we go to CVS before we go to the movie theaters, and we stock up on candy, and we put that shit in our pockets.
But that's
That's
my
the
point.
way you're supposed to do it.
That's my point.
That's the way Chris Nolan intended it.
Yeah.
That's why they have those boxes there for you to see it. It's not for you to buy it. It's for you to know what
Like,
to
hey,
find at
this is-
Walgreens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
So adjusted
Did you
for
buy this one? Like,
yeah.
the idea that in 1985, which is in way back, you could go to Disney World for the day for $21.50.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I was just about to ask Neri, you're probably paying at least $2,500 for a day at Disney, right?
So a day at Disney, I have not been since 2021, 2022. We have not been to Disney. It wasn't even Disney, it was Universal Studios.
It's a
Islands
bit
of
cheaper.
Adventure.
Not a lot, but-
not a lot, but a bit cheaper. And we spent for one day park passes and food and hotel stay. Oh, not even including the hotel. Forget that. We spent, I think it was like $2,000 for one day, and that was the 5 of us, not including hotel. The hotel was because that was prepaid month in advance, and that was like, in my mind, I was like, that's a way to get away with like not paying for.
I went to Japan with my. I went to Japan. I went to Japan. I went to Japan for a week, almost 2 weeks, with my wife, and the whole trip, flight, hotel, and any credit card charges that got scanned in Japan the whole time we were there was $7,500, less than $7,500.
Yeah.
So that's how. So again,
all right, I get it. Get a vasectomy. I understand.
Snip,
you
snip,
are
baby.
Right. You are right. Hey, I got snipped. It took three.
Yeah, get that vas deferens destructed. What I was gonna say is like they've literally made the going outside too expensive, and they've also poisoned our food for letting our food get poisoned. Fucking assholes. Like you can't do it anymore. You can't go to the movies.
In all fairness, there was lettuce, so
you're in the clear.
Having poisoned pizza, I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah. That's like that Shane Gillis joke where like it nicked me. You know, like there's lettuce on my burger. I didn't want it there. I didn't ask for it. But to be fair, like going back to the movie thing, it costs too much money to go to the movies. It costs everything feels like so hyper inflated, like fake numbers. That of course, if a mid-budget movie comes out, like they make a movie for $10 million, that's why the horror movies that do well get attention, like Obsession and Backrooms, because it costs $10 million to make, and people want to go see something there like that's interesting. But I remember like going to the movies to watch Hall Pass.
Yeah.
Right? Like you would just go to the movies to watch a comedy because
I saw Bridesmaids. We all saw Bridesmaids in theater. Like it's literally the spa movie just in a wedding dress.
Yeah.
But it came out 15 years ago, and 15 years ago
it's not the people it's not the people's we want to pay for things.
Yeah. I was in a full theater. I'll put it to you this way. I was in a full theater for The Hangover 3.
Full, right? And it was like probably sold out, right?
Full sold out, and the guy in front of me got mad at me because me and my friends were talking during the previews, which is hilarious because that's when you're allowed to talk.
Yeah, that's the only time you're allowed to talk in there.
Fast forward to the time Mike went to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day, and the guy was talking
during the movie though. It was during the movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that guy. Imagine that guy being in that theater where the guy's talking during the movie. Like I would have lost my fucking mind.
But yeah, it costs
real quick. Going back to the inflation thing, I just want to talk about this real quick. Can you look up what $89.99 was in 1985? What that is now? $89.99. I did this once before, but I just forgot to bring it up. And
in what year?
In 1985, I believe it was. And the reason I bring this up is because I saw an old advertisement for either Toys R Us or KB Toys that's how much the G.I. Joe battleship was
the aircraft carrier.
The aircraft carrier was $89.99. That's how much the aircraft carrier cost.
And that was $1 million when we were kids.
My whole childhood, I remember thinking, I wish I could have gotten the aircraft carrier, but that was way too much money. Like that's what I kept saying my whole life, my whole childhood. And then like a year ago, I saw one of these pictures on the internet where it was like, remember when prices were this low? And it was the aircraft carrier for $89.99. And I was like, how much is that like nowadays? Like if my kid wanted that for Christmas this year, how much would that be nowadays?
$1 in 1985 was worth $3.10 today, based on income and stuff. Again, it's not accounting for like all other things, but just in terms of numbers, $89.99 in 1985 is worth $279.27 today.
So this is why I'm like I legitimately got mad at my parents 40 years after the fact. Because I did this math last year. I pulled this up and I said, man, $230, you said?
$280.
$280. $280 is a lot of money. But if my kid goes, hey man, this is the one thing I want for Christmas, I would pull out $280. My parents could not afford that. I'm not saying they could not afford that. That would have been like, but in my mind, I'm just like, I could pay $280. Like I would pay $280 today, right? For me.
I could find a way.
Aircraft carrier.
Yeah, I could find a way.
Aircraft carrier. I would spend $300 on that aircraft carrier today, right fucking now. That's how much my nostalgia is worth.
Keeps going up. It's so funny. You say I would spend $280. I would have no problem spending $350. You're telling me I have to pay $600 for it? I would pay $1,000 for it.
Yeah. I mean, so $1,200 is a steal if you think about it. I have
I would find a way. The problem is, you want to know what it is?
I can just put it on Afterpay, split it into 4 pieces. $1,500 is a good deal. $1,500
times 4. The idea of you were fighting through 2 different layers of penny pinching. The immigrant mentality of like every penny matters for survival, and which may or may not be true. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's just that like I'm like you're holding on to some toxic thing.
For my family, it was very much
very much like an exaggeration, and just straight up boomer mentality of you don't buy everything you want, which we don't like.
That's like so true.
If you want something, if I want something, I'm gonna fucking buy it. I want something, I'm gonna buy it. Yeah. And
that's
it's not
so
like
boomer mentality.
It's so boomer mentality. Do you need it? No. Okay, then fuck you. You know, almost like anger. How dare you ask for something you don't need to survive? It's like, hey, also life can be fun if we want it to be.
But you know what also is good? It's the good side of boomer mentality is like, oh, something broke. Okay, then fix it. It's like, wait, what? No, just buy a new one.
No.
Like, we would just buy a new one, and they would be like,
I'm that guy now.
Oh yeah. Without boomers, we would have never blown into video game cartridges. You know what I mean?
To be fair,
like,
we
would have just bought a new Nintendo. You know, so thank God for boomers, because we wouldn't have blown into a cartridge.
To bring it around full circle, I would pay good money because again, lifestyle determines. This is all about the same way I would find out what you're into first before I introduce you to a Muppet movie. Let's say you like a heist. Let's say, what's your favorite movie? Ocean's 11. Go watch The Great Muppet Caper.
Yes.
I would tell you to watch the things that are relevant to your interests, right?
I agree, yeah.
Right? I live a very kind of nomadic, light lifestyle. I don't have children. I don't own a home. Everything. I'm not in debt to anybody.
Stop bragging. Stop bragging. All right.
And it's kind of owning
such a flex. That's such a flex, dude.
The millennial flex is equal, right? Owning a home, not having kids.
Yeah.
If you own a home, it's like, ooh, as a millennial, what a flex. But
they're called dinks now, right? Dual income, no kids, baby. Kids. Yeah, they're called dinks now, which is hilarious. That the neighbor in Doug is called Mr. Dink, and he doesn't have any kids.
But that's been around. That was also like a way that gay couples would refer to themselves.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Like dual income, no kids.
I thought that was honey, but all right, Dink it is.
The irony, of course, being that because I live the lifestyle, I've moved to New York, I moved to LA, you know, like I've always had limited space, everything has to be kind of mobile. I don't want any more things. I'm good with stuff, right? I will if I buy something, it has to replace something. Something comes in, something has to go out. But I will pay a lot of money for experiences like going to Japan, like going to a theme park. I love theme parks. I just love the vibe of experiencing it, being in another world. So I'll spend money on that stuff. But robot. The idea being that would you pay con prices for these experiences, right? Like Mark Hamill, this was just announced recently that like this is a huge thing that people spend a ton of money on. Entire celebrities make their entire annual nut on these cons. They make money. If you have a little bit of notoriety, there's a fan of like my dream job is to be on a sci-fi show that like has like it runs for like 6 months and like it's like gets canceled. I want the Firefly life so that I can be famous for having done it. People fucking love me for it, but I can still go do other things. And then I could just go to do cons and meet people who love you. But Mark Hamill, who is, of course, beloved in the nerd community. He's Luke Skywalker. He's the Joker. He's a bunch of things. Mark Hamill does Fan Expo Canada. Prices cause outrage. The VIP package is $1,000, $999.99. Reserved
but it's
seating
Canadian, so
yeah.
Is it
So
less?
really, it's $10.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's not even real. Just throw Monopoly money at him.
Yeah.
Reserved seating for the Mark Hamill Live. One photo op with the legendary Mark Hamill. We know who he is. We're buying the ticket. One in-person photograph on an 8x10. Upgrade to the autograph. Like that, you don't even get the autograph. You get
you get a picture that you could print yourself from the internet.
Yeah. So if I want him to sign my lightsaber, I have to pay another $200.
No, it's
and then
$300.
Oh, I'm sorry. If it's just like another picture of him that I want signed, it's another $200. A bulky item, $300, like props, helmets, statues, lightsabers. Now, is there anyone on earth that you would pay this amount of money for?
No.
Right?
No.
Right. So 10 years ago,
I
was on a
wouldn't do
radio-
this if Jesus was at Comic-Con.
10 well,
I would
Jesus,
because I got questions.
Yeah.
I got questions, Jesus.
Yep, but
Yeah.
you could only
Why aren't you punching fascists like Spider-Man?
only limit one question. That's $200 per question. So you're gonna really rack up that number.
Yeah.
But 10 years ago, I want to say about 10 years ago, I remember I was on the radio show and they had come out that Stallone was charging $500 for a meet and greet. It was $500. And I remember the host asking me, "Can you imagine that? That's crazy." And I said, "Okay,
Pretty
so
normal.
here we go." But this is 10 years ago, right? And I said,
Yeah.
"All right, so that's the highest at that point that I had heard was $500. That's the highest I had ever heard." And I said, "Okay, here's the thing. Do I think it's a lot of money? Yes. Do I think it's too high? Yes. Do I think it's a shame that he's fucking embezzling his fucking fans, that he's taking this from his fans? Absolutely. Would I be bitching about it? Absolutely. Would I be bitching about it as I'm on my way to the ATM taking out $500? Yes. Yes, I would. I would fucking do that. So 10 years ago, I would have done that for Stallone. I hate to be that guy to say this. $1,000, I don't think that does make a difference. If you're asking me, is there anybody I would pay $500 to go see? I would. I would pay $500, but I think that's still my limit. Even though it's been 10 years later, I think that's still my limit. And I don't think it's Stallone anymore because, unfortunately, of the shit that he's done with
the wrong 80-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the politics. And that's the part that I'm like, oh, I wouldn't pay. So now, who would pay $500 to see somebody? Yes. Would I pay? But now the $500 who I would pay to see is drastically changed. It's not Stallone anymore.
Well, the thing I was gonna say was that the highest I've ever seen is like I think it was 1,500, maybe 2,000, but it was all of the Avengers. So like all of the event in Endgame, like those, and they did a very special thing at San Diego Comic-Con where like only for an hour they were all gonna do a thing, but it was like $1,500 or $2,000 or something like that. and that's a lot of money. But if you're
That's a lot
that
of
kind of
people.
person,
but that's a lot
yeah,
of people, though.
but that's also a lot of people. So like that's a really good. That's it's kind of a deal because all of them are A-list actors, really. I mean, you have Robert Downey Jr., like Downey Jr., like Chris Hemsworth, all those people, like Scarlett Johansson, they're all there.
What if you weren't a fan? What if you weren't a fan of Star-Lord and you're like, can he get out?
Yeah.
I need him to get out of the picture. I need him to get out of the picture.
The irony
you
is,
paid $2,000. Don't you have the right to be like, I don't want him in the picture though?
I would like to art direct the picture.
There's
that's
people that would pay that much just for him, though. There's people that would pay that much just.
I was just gonna say the idea is that it sounds weird to us because it's no one that we would consider worth. Like, is there somebody?
Robert Downey Jr. kind of up there, man.
It's up there,
Robert Downey Jr.
But again, there's a number, right? Here's the thing: if you're I guarantee you, a lot of this is also to weed out autograph hunters who would pay that money
to
the resale market. There's probably people who do that. So I was looking up on Reddit. There's like most expensive celeb you have paid for or would have paid for a photo op with. Because again, some of these are just signings. Some of them are photo ops. And those are always fun because you can see like there's some like hot woman actor who has obsessive male fans and they're like, don't touch. And then you see everybody like with their hands like this. And they're just like, it looks like an awkward like teen dance, middle school dance where nobody's touching each other. Yeah. So I get that you have to weed out these creeps, right? There's people who are genuine obsessives and that's also kind of scary. So I guess the price is the barrier to entry for that kind of thing. But if you were that obsessed with someone, wouldn't you?
Yeah, those are
be the person.
You're only inviting.
You're only getting those people.
Yeah, now you're only getting those people. Yeah. You're not getting the regular guy that's like, hey, I was a fan of your TV show. It was like, no, I'm a fan of your TV show.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of your it's like what's the episode of Friends where Brooke Shields is in love with
Dr. Drake Ramore.
Dr. Drake, and she thinks he's real. Yeah, that's the people you get if they pay $1,000 to go see it. So it's like someone's like, I paid $300 for a meet and greet and autograph package with Stan Lee. That's a good one. $300. That's not bad.
Yeah. He was much higher before he passed, though. I think he was because he came to Super Bowl.
Yeah, medical bills get in the way. Medical bills get in the way, bro.
Yeah.
He had an on-site nurse. I'm not even kidding. Like he had an on-site nurse with him. Yeah,
we went to a convention. Mercadal and I went to a convention where we saw somebody that should have had an on-site nurse.
That's a story for another. Wow, yeah, I'd forgotten about that, dude. Wow.
Never. Anytime the word convention comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, China. How sad. We saw some sad shit.
Oh my god.
So somebody said they paid $300 for an autograph from Ewan McGregor at a Star Wars Celebration Anaheim. And
that's still pretty affordable to me for who that is.
He was signing a Funko. But it was an autograph, not a photo session. Mark Hamill is $400, which is just out of budget. So this was from 2 years ago. So wow.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, those are
He doesn't say how much he paid.
The last time I checked that it was like a whole thing. It was $650, but it was a picture with both of them and the DeLorean, and you can get an autograph.
Wow.
But the thing is that you couldn't guarantee that the autograph was going to be legible. It was like you take it,
and the DeLorean couldn't sign anything.
Boo! Boo! Boo this man.
Yeah.
What?
You what's so
you take what you get. That's hilarious.
You know what's so funny? Is that that's not even the first thing I'm thinking of when I think of Michael J. Fox. I immediately thought you were making an old joke about Christopher Lloyd.
Nope.
Because I don't think that way when I think of Michael J. Fox. I see him as pure. I see him as pure.
So, I see him in his ideal form.
You know what was the best part of that Family Guy joke? Remember that Family Guy joke where he's like on the Stewie's on the roof and there's lightning, and then
the best part is that he finds all that funny. Like
Marty's on the floor. Marty from Back to the Future. He's dressed as Marty, right? And he's like, Doc, Doc, I got something to tell you. I got some news. And then Stewie looks dead ass pat into the camera and goes, no. He says, no, I got something to tell you. But I got something to tell you about the future.
Oh no, the robot. It ruined your punchline.
But you're not.
Oh no.
So someone else said the most I've
Michael
paid
J. Fox
for.
not letting you tell the joke.
Yeah, that's
like,
what you get for.
Now you know what it
making
feels like
fun
to have
of
Parkinson's. Do you like
Hey,
not talking? That's what it feels like all the time.
Do you like not being able to get the words out of your mouth into other people's ears?
I was able to get it out of my mouth. You just couldn't hear me.
That's right. That's how he feels. That's how he feels. His brain is robot.
We can hear you now. You could say it now.
What was it?
No, what made it funny is that
no, I have something to tell you.
What made it funny is that Stewie didn't say Marty. He said, no, Michael, I have something to tell you about your future. He literally changed it from Marty to Michael. And that's what to me is like, oh, that's so fucking funny to me.
That's so good. The most I've paid for is like $120 or something. And it was for Martin Cove, Billy Zabka, and Ralph Macchio photo op. And it was $120 for all three.
It's not
bad as a Cobra Kai fan.
If I could just get Ralph Macchio out of the picture, it'd be great.
Yeah. Princess Leia for $75.
Only good actors. I only want good actors in this picture. Ralph, can you?
Yeah. He's Princess Leia. Someone got Princess Leia for $75. That was Carrie Fisher for $75. They don't. Again, we're only relying on what they tell us. I paid $400 for Tom Hiddleston and Kiwi Kwan for a Loki collab at MegaCon in Orlando.
Oh yeah,
and he got a hug. Kiwi Kwan also is another like what a positive light bulb of a person that guy is.
Yeah.
And then he said right after I also bumped into Hayden Christensen.
Oh,
that's not bad.
The only time I ever paid was for, and I forget his name now, and it's escaping me. I'm really bad with names, guys. Is the original actor from the Flash TV show?
Oh yeah,
I paid 40. Yes, I paid $40 for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, I had that name in the recesses of my mind that I didn't even know I remembered that name.
Yeah.
I think the most I've paid for stuff like that is like $40 or $50. Not a lot.
Yeah. Someone was like,
usually they whenever it's usually always, and not to mention, like I always talk to them like for a long time, and then they're like, actually, you're pretty cool. I'll just give you some free stuff, and they always give me free stuff because they're just nice.
Once you pull out the Elmo voice,
yeah,
you just exploit that for everything they got, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, 9 times out of 10, like every time I've ever done it for like every time I've ever done that, I always go in asking questions about acting.
Yeah,
so
I did the same thing with Jonathan Shipley. I asked him, I said, hey man, you've been in my whole life, you've been like in my life. So as a child, like 10 years old, you were the Flash, and then a few years later, you were the dad in Dawson's Creek, and that was like I was the prime demographic for that show. And then you became Barry's dad in the new show, The Flash.
Yeah.
Like, did you approach that the same way? Like, did you always approach those roles as in like a father figure? And he was like, "Oh man, great question." And we talked for like 10 minutes, and he just got into the whole acting thing, and he just got into the good.
Look, I'm telling you, people love. So every time I've met somebody on set, anytime I've had any kind of interaction, I remember I got to do, and this is because on set, background is very kind of corralled away from the actors, and usually the stories you hear about people being cool on set are when they're nice to the background people.
Yeah.
And I remember I was doing stand-in, which means I was there while they're setting up the shots, but they're like, hey, you're gonna do this rehearsal with everybody. So everybody just walked in. It was for the show FBI. And there's the guy that played Dr. Doom in the OG Fantastic Four. He was in Nip Tuck.
Nip Tuck, That
was like a big deal for like that era of my friends when I was like living with roommates, and we would all watch that show together. Appointment television, we would watch Nip Tuck. And I remember we were sitting in between shots, and I'm like, thank you guys for being so welcoming. It's kind of odd, this is an odd experience. He's like, and he looked at me, he's like, what? Because he was trying to like remember his lines, and I'm like, I don't want to disturb you. And he's like, do you watch the show? He's like, no, but I was like, I don't watch this show, but I was obsessed with Nip Tuck, and my neighbors, we would all watch it together. And he was like, oh, what? I was like, I'm from Miami, and we would all watch, like that was back when you used to do appointment television. And he started like, oh, like he was like, oh, you like and he started asking me about Miami. And I was like, they just want to talk about anything else.
Yeah.
Like you give it was just like John Barenthal. I was joking around. We were on set. I was a construction worker in the first Punisher. And he was like, and I was like, oh man, you're working hard. And he's like, yeah, no, I got you. That swinging that hammer. He was like, that scene where he's like breaking a wall down with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and he's like, and I mentioned something about doing comedy. He's like, oh, you do comedy? That's like the thing that these actors, they're like, oh man, that
they
sounds
love
so
that
fun.
shit.
Blah, blah, blah. They love
Everybody.
comedy, brother.
They
They
love
it.
shit.
And then I was like, yeah, no, and I was like, I'm doing a show tomorrow. Like I do my show on Thursdays at the Creek and Cave. If you're free, you could just come and be a hero to these nerds and just show up and just like do like, you don't have to do comedy. It's just like an interview show, and we could just like shoot the shit. And he's like, and he was like, "Man, my friend does comedy." I was like, "Yeah, John Barenthal, the Punisher, has an open invitation to come and visit whatever the fuck project I'm doing."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he can do it. And it was nice enough that he made me feel like I could imagine him doing it for a minute. He didn't just shoot it down immediately. I was like,
it's always cool. It's always cool, like, because I have a very similar story with where I did a pilot. It never went anywhere, but I did a pilot 10 years ago with Courtney Cox and Chris Parnell. And I was a background actor on it on day one. And then in day two, I got bumped up. And so I then became a character with lines. And what was so funny, it wasn't funny, but what was so interesting was that Chris Parnell treated me the same the whole time. Like he was so kind to me the whole time. And I remember he never really talked to me or anything when I was an extra, but he would always like smile and like look at me because I was the weird guy that was staring at him the whole time. And then finally the day 3 we're shooting and I have a scene with him and he goes, man, I really got to tell you, you're really kicking ass on this thing, man. Like, weren't you a background guy? And like, now you're doing this thing. And I was like, yeah, man. And he's like, and so like, didn't have to do that, but was like such a gem and like, and so cool about it. And like, and we ended up, cause he was reading a book, for the 3 days that we were shooting. And he's just like, I'd rather just talk to this guy. And we just ended up talking about like, he likes coffee. So we just like talked about coffee and I used to be a barista. So like, I just know a shit ton about coffee. And so like, we just talked about all that stuff and like, and you're absolutely right in that they just want to talk about anything that isn't this, you know what I mean? Like
when I got to work on Burn Notice, I tell the story all the time, but like Patton Oswalt, I was like upside down. I had gotten choked out by whatever his name is. Michael Weston, and then he's in the back of the van, and I'm just like, "Hey, Patton, I'm a comedian." I'm like, hey, man, I'm a comedian too.
It's the worst Spider-Man movie ever.
Yeah. Come kiss me. And he was, and then again,
can you imagine Spider-Man? He's like, "Hey, man, I'm a comedian."
Hey, I'm a comedian. You want to come to my improv comedy show? No. But I did
just arrest me. Just arrest me.
Yeah. Fuck, I'll kick my own ass.
Yeah.
But he was like, but again, like it's just like, yeah, dude. I was hosting New Faces at the Improv, and I was like, do you really? It's like you have a bit about loving open mics, and I was like, you want to come just like destroy this open mic room that I'm hosting on Wednesday? The same thing, right? Like I'm just like, hey, come be a part of being a comedian with me. And he's just, and again, I hope that he was genuinely thinking about it, but he made me feel like he was genuinely like, he's like,
he probably was. He's not that good of an actor. He probably wants to actually think about it.
But I'm sure like it gave him a moment of like, how fun would that be to just do it, like to come and fuck around, and I was talking to him at the time. It was when Pepe Billete was really popular, He's like, I was like, what's the comedy scene around here? And I'm like, a puppet, a Cuban stereotype puppet.
That's a Muppet.
Oh, was it? It was here where you were shooting?
Yeah. Burn Notice was Miami.
And
That's
it's
interesting.
shot in
Maybe that's how he found Lisa, because Lisa opens for him now.
Yeah.
Well, she's been
Opening for years. Yeah, for years.
Forever.
But they met in the South. I believe, from what Lisa tells me, that they met because she Renee put her to open for him at the South Beach Comedy Festival, and then that's how they met. And like, she's been opening ever since, which is crazy. Yeah. It's really cool.
It's again, I do find that the actors love talking about life, right? And if all you do is do the Chris Farley thing where you're like, hey, remember when you were in, like
sketch that Chris Farley ever did. This as weird as it sounds, because Chris Farley did so much. Like he was and to like just put it down to one thing, because he was like so many facets of comedy. Yeah. But if I were to just distill what my favorite thing about Chris Farley was, it was that sketch. Because like, he was so good at just being how you would be if you were talking to Paul fucking McCartney. You know what I mean?
You want to laugh?
Remember when you were in the Beatles?
I verbally said that to Paul Reiser when I worked with him. I verbally said, "Hey, this is gonna be Chris Farley. Hey, remember when?" Like, I literally, I preemptively said, "Hey, I'm gonna fan the fuck out." So just FYI.
I'm sorry. I'm bracing you for impact.
I'm bracing you right now. But remember that episode you did when I'm mad about you?
Yeah.
Blah, blah. And he was like, "Oh, did I do that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then you put the baby stroller on the and he was like, "I did that." Like, he was literally like, "I did that." I was like, "Yep." And I kept fucking just.
Wow, that's so
remember
funny.
that scene?
From your opener, from the host.
Yeah, well, I was featured.
You were featured. Sorry, my bad. Excuse me. Put some respect on your name. I'm sorry.
But I preemptively said, "Hey, this is going to be Chris Farley, and that's like, this is going to be that thing." Like, I just let him know.
It's just the greatest sketch, in my opinion, that he ever did, because it's so incredibly real. Like,
I think that's why people love the Hot Ones show the way they do, and like the new Hot Ones now is Mythical Kitchen's Last Meals.
I love Last Meals, dude.
Last Meals is great.
My shit.
It's so good, but it's also like these people get to talk about shit where it's like not the usual. Like, all of those press junkets that you see, those things, they're getting bombarded with the same question. Even
were there any pranks on set? And like,
how did it feel to work with this person right here next to you? And it's like, I'm gonna say the same shit. And at a certain point, if you're any kind of comedically inclined person, you want to do bits.
Yeah.
Like, you're after the third time of answering the same question the same way, it's like, you want to do a bit, and then that's the thing that goes viral, or people are like, can you believe that Paul Rudd said that this woman's an asshole or whatever? And it's like,
do you remember Paul Rudd's answer to what was Thor's hammer's name?
Yeah.
Now I remember, because he told me last week.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
But there's no way
like Jonathan.
Jonathan, but it was because he's been asked that a million times.
Yeah,
there's no way he's gonna fucking come up. Oh God, again this shit. Jonathan. Just now he's just doing bits for himself. Like, he's literally just doing bits for himself.
Have you ever been around people and you realize that they're not bit people, and you realize you're gonna have a bad night?
Oh yeah, it's the
those
worst.
People that it's like I want to joke around and do bits, and they're just like normal people, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, it's the Pete Holmes joke where he's like, you ever have one of those nights where you're out at a party and you get back home and you're just like, wow, I am not for everyone.
That you just described you just described the majority of my day jobs, the majority of my
yes,
my
dude,
day
yes, yes,
because,
and that's what he's talking about. He's
so
like,
there was one time
for everyone.
There was one time where I had a boss where he did get me, like, we were like really cool, and like we could do bits off each other, like just impromptu, and he was really funny. He was really fun. He was a really cool boss. But there was a coworker of mine that fucking hated me, and I was in this section in this category where I was still transitioning. I was in the training unit, but I was in their unit for like X amount of time, and then I was supposed to be moved to a different department. And when it came down to move me to a different department, they just said, "Hey, we're gonna keep you here." But before that announcement was made, my friends fucking with that coworker, with that old lady, they were like, "Oh, Neri's gonna stay in this department." By the way, that was not a thing. They were just saying that to fucking get a rise out of her because she hated me because I was not for her.
Yeah. Doesn't that make you want to be not for her even more? Like whenever that happens, you're just like, I want to lean in.
So then I find this out the day before they make the announcements of where I'm gonna stay, where each of us are gonna stay, what department we're gonna all go to. The day before I find out that my friends are fucking trolling this lady by telling her this. I'm in the office with my supervisor. She comes in, she sees me, and she goes, "We'll talk later," to my supervisor, and she leaves. And she goes, "Oh," the supervisor calls her back in and goes, "No, come on, I'll talk to you now." And I was like leaving the office. I'm like, "Oh, I'll give you your space to talk, whatever." And she goes, "No, I don't want to talk about this now." And she fucking left. She was already gone for the day. She already had clocked out, so she left. And then I just
how did these people get the balls to talk to the boss that way?
And then because she already clocked out. Because she already clocked out. She was already like,
"Oh, what? You're on the property."
And then so the supervisor looked at me.
Like the second you clock out, you swipe, you be like, "Come."
Yeah,
you can't do anything. I'm off the clock.
The supervisor looked at me and goes, "Did you have anything to do with that?" Because he already knew. He had heard all the shit, right? So he goes, "Did you have anything to do with that?" So funny. And I put my hands up. I swear to God, I put my hands up and I go, "Hey man, I know my audience, and I would never I don't do that." Like because I know who I'm, I'm not for everybody. Because I know that I'm not for her, I just didn't talk to her. I'm like, I'm just not gonna talk to her or whatever. I'm just gonna go to my people, go to my audience. And I literally said that. I go, "Hey man, I know my audience." And he goes, "Okay." Like that, he took my word for it. He goes, "Right." But I really literally didn't have anything to do. I was not the one trolling her. The one trolling her.
I am the victim here. Yeah. Look, I feel like we've covered a lot today. If anybody go watch every Muppet appearance of anyone that has ever died that has been on the Muppets, because that's when they are their most whimsical and positive and upbeat. If you want Muppet entry point recommendations, please send your questions to WUBro at WUBroPod on all social media platforms.
The moment you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, did Steven Seagal ever do a thing with the Muppets? Like, I would just love to see it with the Muppets.
Hold on, the show's not over yet.
Wouldn't surprise me if he did.
But I would love to see, because he's such a fucking negative fucking man. He's such a that is bar none by every cast member that worked at SNL, their worst, their most hated experience.
Steven Seagal has never officially appeared with the Muppets, though he is referenced in Muppet Wiki due to a passing joke in his film The Glimmer Man, mentioning Sesame Street and occasional pop culture mix-ups with actor puppeteer Jason Segel. Jason Segel's in The Glimmer Man? I don't know. This might be wrong. This is the AI bullshit.
That's weird.
Fucking AI. God damn it. But I just love the idea, because you said go watch anything that they're in because they're the most positive. And I just thought, man, to have Steven Seagal in a Muppet movie, because that's the only way you can make that motherfucker positive.
I will tell you,
if you don't, a prick.
If you don't like the Muppets, I think poorly of you. Right?
There's a story that's like so famous about Steven Seagal on SNL. And I think Chris Rock told this.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger one?
No, the one where literally his whole idea for the bit was just that he was going to beat somebody up for 3 minutes. That was the whole bit.
Yes. Yeah, it was the whole bit. So there was another story. There was another story of him on SNL where they were doing the Franz guy. You remember the gym guys?
Yeah, like, Hans and Franz. Yeah.
And the original joke was, because they were those two characters were such fans of Arnold Schwarzenegger that they were talking to Steven Seagal like, Arnold Schwarzenegger could beat you up and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And during the not the taping before, when they were just running lines, the reading, when they were reading, they did the whole skit, whatever, and then Steven Seagal goes off to the corner and is just like staring off into the wall. And then they go, "Hey man, are you okay?" And he goes, I just wish Arnold Schwarzenegger was really here so I could beat him up and teach him who." Like, he really thought that was a fucking thing. It's so stupid.
Mental health is a real thing. You gotta take care of it. Good Lord.
Can you imagine being on a fucking sketch show, on a comedy sketch show, hearing that from two guys in puffy fucking costumes,
fake,
and being
fake.
like, and being
completely fake,
and being like, and then be like, I wish Arnold Schwarzenegger was really here so I could beat him. Shut the fuck up! What are you talking about?
Did you ever see there was a Mad TV
Surprises
skit?
me that you like action. I didn't know you would even
Well,
be into that.
Mostly I make fun of action movies in my career.
Where's
in
the part?
comedy. I mean, David Cross and I once did a whole night where we showed Steven Seagal movie and made fun of it the whole night on mics. By the way, I was there when he hosted SNL, one of the most famous nightmare, like can't re-show that show ever.
As you were leaving the last time I got to interview you, I said, oh, geez, I forgot to ask you about Steven Seagal and when you pitched him a sketch that you had written, and you said, Howard, we'll save that for the next time.
Well, it was Hans and Franz.
Right.
And we were talking to him about, I was helping with Hans and Franz that week. Yeah, I didn't usually help with that piece, but I love those guys. And
what iconic characters, Hans and Franz.
If I do this sketch, if I do it. And they want to fight him. Hey, we'll take you on. He goes, if I do it, I have to beat them up. Like he has to, it's like a John Wayne thing, right? Like
it's like the Rock said that he didn't want to do anything where he got
scenario. You don't worry, no one will think that no one's thinking anyone beat anyone up here. But
it's
that
not
was his
real.
attitude the whole week was he kept saying, I've never seen your show. I don't know what you do here. Like, really? You've never seen Saturday Night Live? Where do you live?
Really? You've never seen Saturday
And he wrote
Night?
the scene, Howard. He wrote a scene, and it's the last scene in the show. And it's like one of his movies, but they tried to do it live. They got some stuntmen to come in. It's insane. So there's like this board of directors. There's a bunch of stuntmen in suits. So as a viewer, you're like, who are these actors? They're not in the cast. And then there's like some speech, and then he enters the banquet room and starts it's live, and he's beating them up and throwing them around the room. And it goes on for like 8 minutes. It's the longest scene you've ever seen. And then at the very end, he turns to camera and says,
this is what happens when you pollute the planet.
And the audience is mystified.
Just like in the movie, it probably baffles you to this day that, like, why did Lauren allow the producer of Saturday Night Live, why did he allow this guy to hijack the show and take over for 8 minutes? The show is bigger than Steven Seagal. He didn't need Steven Seagal.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
By the time you get to Wednesday, what are you going to do? But it would be funny if he booted him on a Thursday.
I am of the camp that Lorne Michaels is so incredibly smart because that show is so bad, because that episode, not the show, because the episode is so bad, we are still talking about it. To him, that is a success.
To be fair, he won.
So that's why I think Lorne Michaels is a genius for having him do that. He's like, it'll be a nightmare. It'll be.
Yeah.
Go watch Steven Seagal does the Muppets and be fucking
my
great.
God. With that said, speaking of comedic geniuses, is there anything you guys would like to promote before you go?
No, man, just to watch the comedy. I'm posting a lot of stand-up clips this specific weeks. So make sure you guys check that out.
Follow at Neri Saenz, at Mike Valdez. Anything, Mike?
I have, if you're listening to this, the day it comes out, next Wednesday, I will be at Dead Flamingo in Brickell. If you want to come out and see me do a set, that'd be cool. And other than that, you can just follow me on Instagram, and there's some stuff coming up down the pike.
Absolutely. Follow at Mike Valdez, at Mike Mercadal, at Zeros on Heroes for some of the other stuff.
Pipe or is it pipe? It's not a pipe. I thought it was pipe. Down the pipe.
I think it's down the pike. Yeah,
like a turn, like the turnpike. The turnpike.
Oh, I thought it was like down the pipe, like somebody's coming through a pipe. Interesting. Good to know.
They're both valid. They're both valid.
I'm learning.
I think it's pipe.
You thought it was just Augustus Gloop going through a pipe?
Yeah, I thought it was just like those remember those old school canisters, like Tommy Boy mayo canisters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the poof, and it sucks it through, coming up the pipe.
I think
down the pike, up the pipe.
Yeah.
Well,
Situation.
check us out. Thank you for checking us out.
Either
And,
way, devein the Snickers.
yeah.
Devain the Snickers. That's
Title
gonna
of the
be our
episode.
new
Title of the episode. All right, love you guys. Thank you very much. That's how winning is done.